How you doing, everybody? Randy Richard in the shop. Hardinge DSM 59 turret lathe behind me, new to the shop. Going to show you some of that, and I got my shop with new lighting.
Merced River Canyon, we're back over there, the last campgrounds. We're on the old railroad grade. We're going to head downstream for a few miles today. Just absolutely beautiful out. This is one of my favorite fishing spots right here. And we're off down the railroad grade.
How you guys doing? Randy Richard in the shop. Sorry about no video last week. Just too busy. I got a call from Don Cossett up in Oregon, and Don hasn't made a video in a while, but he was really sick last year, and he's doing way better. He's pretty much healed up here, I would say. He looks great, and he's doing really well. He's going to be retiring soon, and he's excited to do some stuff. Follow him on Instagram. He just put up some stuff about his the shaper he's going to resurrect. So it's going to be he should be doing hopefully some videos on that. That'll be pretty good. Anyway, he calls me up and says, "Randy, do you want it?" I said, "Yep, I'll be there." And so I was able to borrow a trailer from my neighbor. It was kind of small, but we got it in. I'll show you a little bit of that, and we got it down here. I went up there right away. My son volunteered to help me, so he went with me, helped with the driving. We drove right around 1,500 miles round trip, so did it in 2 days, and well worth it. It was good to see Don. I'll see him in June again anyway. So I go up there fishing. So we're going to show you some of that, and I got the lighting in my shop all converted to LEDs now. So tell me what you think. I think I got pretty good lighting over the lathe here now. This lathe, actually everything. But I changed all my lights to LEDs, so that took me a few days to get everything converted and mounted right. What else we got going? The shop is absolutely horrid mess because everything that was here had to be moved. I was able to keep, let's see, can you see over here? Yeah, the Logan is way over here. Off this other end, there's my welding tanks, gas tanks and stuff still. That'll stay there. So let's take a look what I've got going.
Falls here in the river with a pool with a frame. We're in an area of the canyon on the left-hand side, which is over here. We're looking upstream. All was burned by the Detweiler fire this last year, huge fire. And on the right, it didn't get burned, so we're going down to get a little closer. Another shot of the falls downstream side.
All right, I made room. The Logan is now moved down. Took 2 feet off the bench, moved it down, slight angle, so I can still have stock feed. The Hardinge will go down here at a slight angle, still be able to have stock feed room, hopefully. That's the plan. Everything's all cleaned up for that space for the Hardinge. We're en route to Oregon. See Don Cossett pick up the new lathe. We'll be returning back tomorrow. It's gonna be a fast trip. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you guys get to work, okay? I'm gonna stand over here so I don't get hurt. We're gonna get it in that little hole. This thing's heavy.
Yeah.
Hey, who said it wouldn't fit? It wasn't easy, but it did.
And Roscoe, shop dog, getting a little winter fat off of him today. There he goes. He loves walks. It's out. Not pretty, but it's out. No damage. All right, it's on the ground and properly rigged, but on my trolley I can't get over to where it needs to go, but I have help coming. It's all in place. No help showed up, so I did it myself. Came out good. It's gonna work out just right. So I believe this is another date. They just wrote it different on this top abutment for the trestle. Now the train was in here way before all this. Everything was wood and stone, but these concretes were added obviously at different dates. So this is a Hardinge DSM 59 turret lathe. This one is a 1-horse unit. This is the turret set up here. I have it locked down. I'm getting it set up to start making scribes. I do not have power to it yet. I just want to give credit to American Rotary. I called Chris Feevel up over there, and he was able to sell me a scratch and dent unit for this. So that he's got that's being shipped to me. He gave me a fair deal, I think, on that, and just really helped me out there. So that will be coming for this. Why am I using a rotary phase converter on this lathe? All my other equipment I have VFDs on. This lathe, the controller, does a lot of switching after the power input, of course, and for forward and reverse and stopping and such. And you don't want to be doing that on the output of a phase converter. Not the little rotor, VFDs you buy for this stuff. They don't like it, you might say, and they won't last very long. So this lathe needs a constant power source that can handle the switching afterwards, of course. So that's why I went with a rotary phase converter. It's going to work out just fine. So like I said, I'm getting it set up. I've got it all cleaned up. This has a coolant system built into it. Nice little the catch tray here, and the drain is in the back, and pump is on the end over here. So that's a really nice built-in system. Coolant comes up here, as you can see here, with the coolant tubes, flex locks and stuff. This is a speed control up here. I couldn't see in the window for the speed indicator. Now this is a rod that goes down to linkage. It travels up and down as you adjust the speed. It uses a Reeves clutch setup inside. So I cleaned that up, made a new window for it out of thin plexiglass, and painted it red with red Dykem. So it shows up real well. This is just a faster and slower push button. It drives a little motor that changes the Reeves pulley down underneath, or down on this side underneath. This has a collet closer on it. Now this uses the Brown & Sharp or Hardinge number 21 collets. These are screw machine collets. It doesn't use 5C, this one. And there is advantages and disadvantages, of course, of just about everything. And this type of collet has one really big advantage, and it doesn't move your part in or out when you lock it. That's a big plus, where a 5C collet moves your part. And so it's hard to get a 5C collet to do super accurate work, in positioning when you close your collet, where these don't move your part. The bad thing about these collets is they're harder to find. I actually found out somebody on eBay there is a source for new ones. They're kind of pricey, but you can find new ones. But the lathe here came with a bunch of collets, a couple that are missing,
And I was able to find those on eBay, and we have those coming. One of them was a 3/8 hex collet right here. And we'll try to get that to focus on it. But you'll see this is the type of collet it is, little style, because what it does is it registers on this surface here and is uptight. So, and it does not move back. It pushes, the engagement is from behind and pushes on the collet, and that's what closes the collet. Plus these open up a little bit more to take parts in and out than a 5C. So you aren't sliding on the collet to scratch your part and things like that. So they are a little bit better in that sense. They come in different styles. This is just a plain 21 here. The SC, there's an SC model, and that's threaded right here, so you can put a collet stop in. And then there's like this one here. This one's a Y, and you can see how it has this protrusion on the end. This is a Y type. And then there's serrated ones where they're serrated on the inside. None of these are, these aren't stop ones, but those are the ones I'll be using for this, all this process here. But anyway, so I had to order a couple that weren't here for that. We have, we'll zoom in here for a few other things, but up here we have a parting tool. That was kind of assembled a little bit backwards, so I was able to get that assembled properly with a parting tool and set up. So that goes down just like that, just real nice. So the lathe has a 1/10 3-phase, 1/10 horsepower 3-phase coolant pump. That's the motor for it. And back here in the back, it does have a cooling fan for the motor's space. This pumps air in. So over here, this is where the control panel is. The control panel is here, which opens up fully, so I can have full access here since I had to lay that at an angle. And down here on the right hand side is a cabinet for tooling, and I've got the drawers back in and cleaned up, and a few extra collets sitting here, but these are collet trays. Good selection. There's a few missing. The collets go by 64ths, but there's some missing. But for the most part, it's a pretty good set. And I got a few hex ones, no squares or anything like that, but several Ys with the little tits on them. Mostly just flat rounds, standard 21 collet. And then I threw in some boards in here for shelves on the bottom to store some of this other stuff. So you can see that parting tool operation, how it comes down. Clears your workpiece. I have a small piece I have a 3/8 piece of brass in there. Anyway, so that's all set up to go. So you don't have to have an operation on this cross slide here. Then we have a cross slide tool holder here. Goes back and you can back and forth. You lock it in position on the ways as far as this position goes. You're not going to be moving it when you're doing your turning, but you can have 2 tool posts on it. Here's one. I have it off. I have them off right now. Yeah, this is a base, and then we have a little tool holder here. And you'd set that up in there. You could have one on each side. You can have dual ones. You could have facing and parting. Parting and facing, let's say, where you'd have to run it in reverse to do an operation from this side, of course. But you can have 2 operations where a lot of times it's a facing operation or a parting operation in the back, I should say. Parting in the back and then facing in the front, and you're out of the way. And then you continue with your rest of your operations. But it's nice having the parting operation up high here, so that eliminates that. And then you could have facing and a form tool or something like that, on here. This is the turret, and I'm getting it set up to begin making scribes, and I have all the tools in here that I need to start making the body of the scribe. So this has a 4-inch stroke total to it. So you have to be able to do all your operation in that 4 inches. This thing works very, very smooth, very smooth. I've cleaned it up, I've oiled it all, and haven't really had to adjust anything. The gibs feel good, and it just works very, very smooth. But we'll this is loose here for setting up. I'll do more videos on you know, nuances of setting up a turret. There's a few little tricks you kind of need, you should know, I should say. Doing a turret can really help you out. Anyways, so that's the turret.
So that's the other side of the North Fork. Those are foundations for a trestle. We come across the North Fork to these foundations here. So the trestle came across, but here's where the top of the tracks were, up here.
So hopefully you can see some of the LED lighting I got going. I have a mix of 6,000K and 5,000K. The one right here is a 6,000K, this long one here. The short one right there is a 5,000. These other long ones in the back are 6,000s. Over here we have the long one up there is a 6,000, where the short one over the lathe right there is a 5,000. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but there is a noticeable difference. There is a noticeable difference in the lighting. The 5,000 one, like right over the lathe here, is plenty bright, and it's more of a daylight color. The 5,000s right here over this lathe, as you can see pretty well. I mean, it's good light. And then I have a work light, real close work light right here, and I have an LED in there also. So having a mix evens the tone out, but the 6,000s, I ordered 5,000s, but they didn't have any 5,000s left, so they gave me 6,000s for the same price. So they're a little bit more light out of them. But as you can see in the shop, it's pretty well lit. A couple of back corners over that way. I don't even have any lights way over that way in the back in there. But out in the rest of the work area of the shop, which is all, over here and over here, over the lathes here, it's pretty well lit. More than enough to work.
All right, that's upstream. You can see the cement here, right here, down here to this giant point, right? And this is all supported and built up here, those little timbers in the rocks. But straight across, the other side where the dam was, this was the diversion portion of the dam. So they built this up into the timbers and other supports. Actually, in the water there, you can see, I can see some stuff in the water. But, so they had a dam of some sort here. They diverted the water there and went into a penstock. That's all support structure right there. Then right down there, some more cement support structure, and on down the river for about a mile to where we found the other structures where we probably had to put where it ended. And it looks like they had a power plant there. Pretty cool. And it's also, they had a dam going here.
So you can see here where the Hardinge lathe is, and then over in the corner back over there is the Logan. Now I've set those both at 10-degree angles. This is a 49-inch step up from the concrete over here. And by putting them at an angle, I can get a feed tube on either lathe, because I have a turret. I use a turret on my Logan also. And actually that turret has a 4.5-inch stroke, so it has a little bit more stroke to it. which can make a difference. So, but I have them both set at about 10-degree angle in here, so I can put feed tubes on them. And then here's my table, and I got it set so it clears that. I can. It's great. It's right here by the mill. It's right here by the Hardinge lathe. Even the end of it is close enough over there to set stuff from the Logan lathe, and it's right here to that side is the Lance lathe. So we'll just kind of show you around. So there's my Lance lathe right here, and then the mill is right there, right here. Right there's the mill, right? So all of this stuff is in a space of about 12 by 12 feet. Let's do all this equipment. So there's not a lot of room. Well, that's a kind of a quickie overview on the Hardinge DSM 59. I'll do some more detailed stuff though about tool setup and different kinds of tools and things like that. We'll do some more videos on that, especially once I get it running so I can demonstrate things. So this is winter, 2018, February. Can you tell? The ground is perfectly dry. I don't want to start a fire. There's no snow. There's no rain. There's nothing. We've been having a horrible winter. But this is California. And we're in t-shirts. And I was in shorts the other day. I should be in shorts today. This is pretty nice, but we need some rain. So I'm going to be making batches of scribes here with this lathe. It's perfect lathe for making scribes. I'm going to make brass rounds, stainless round, stainless hex, brass hex, and round copper. I'm not going to make a lot of round copper ones, though. Material is really expensive on that. But I'll make some. So, you know, if you guys want one, you're going to have to be on it. I'll put up a video when they're all available. If you watch Mr. Pete, Dublicane, he got #1 for the brass hex scribes. I didn't make it on here. I just hand made it as a prototype, and but he got serial #1, and he just showed that in a video, I think. So check it out. It came out really nice. So pretty happy about that. I'm only going to make a limited quantity, so I'll hopefully still have some of the bash. If I have to, I could probably make some more. But you know, I have 4 setups to do on this lathe to make them, and yeah, you want to make as many as you're going to make. You don't want to have to go back and do all these setups again, type of thing. I mean, I do hand make them. I've made a few here in the last couple months for people wanting scribes, and I hand make them on the Logan lathe there, and it takes a little while to make them. You know, anyway, I'm going to do them all on this lathe, so I'm very anxious to get it up and running here in the next, hopefully, week or so. And then dovetail cutters. Email me. Same with the scribes, just email me. Usually I have the dovetail cutters in stock. I'm just about out of the ones I have right now, but you order one, I make it for you, right then, type of thing. I get them turned around pretty quick on those. So don't be afraid to order one if I say it's out of stock. I'll email you all the information if you email me and ask me for pricing and all that. I do it all through email, or I've done it on Messenger and Instagram, Facebook Messenger and Instagram. but I'll only do it through private messaging. So that's just the way I'd rather do it. I don't have a web page, so I do everything on email, pretty much, except for a few people, like I said, Messenger. I've done it, and Instagram. Anyway, so if you want information, please email me. It's RRINTHESHOP. It's on the screen here. Everybody points. Well, here I'm pointing on the screen. It's at the end of the video. Pretty easy. RRINTHESHOP@gmail.com. Pretty easy email address. Check Mr. Pete out. He also used my dovetail cutter in one of his videos, making tool holders, or his dial indicator holders for the tool post. It's a pretty good demonstration there. Pierre Baudry up in Canada has demoed the dovetail cutter on a few things also. He did a full depth cut, just buried it in through aluminum and cut a dovetail. It works, if I don't say so myself, it works pretty darn good. Anyway, if you need one, email me. If you want some scribes or a scribe, email me, and I will get them out to you as quick as possible. Like I said, the scribe thing, if you want a copper one, you're going to have to probably pre-order that type ahead of time. So, and if I had enough orders, I'll make sure, of course, I make one for everybody who orders one. I wasn't planning on making a lot of those, but I gotta know ahead of time because the material is expensive. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. It's all of your support out there has been just wonderful. I passed 13,000 this year. Right at the first week of the year, I passed 13,000 subscribers. Unbelievable for me. Unbelievable. I think my videos are horrible. So, just unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, please subscribe. And I'll be having a lot more videos out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 other projects in process. The closing lathe. So here's an update on the closing lathe. Dale Deary was doing the big shop clean out, selling that stuff back in Georgia, and he found some closing Reeves pulleys for me. Asked me if I wanted them, so he's shipping them to me. Hopefully I can use those instead of doing my plan for that upper idler shaft pulley. I hope I have. There's a set of pulleys that will work that hopefully are in better shape or don't need as much work as the ones I have. So that's why I'm kind of spinning my wheels there. Or I'm not spinning my wheels, but I'm holding off on the closing lathe right now. I'm waiting to see what I'm going to end up with from Dale. So that's where that one is. The heat treat oven. I'm gathering parts. I haven't decided on the insulation on how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm really tending toward the bricks. They're easy to shape and mold, and they make a nice interior to an oven. And so I'm kind of tending toward the brick thing. I was thinking about castable or making a muffle, slip-in type thing. I think I'm just going to go to bricks. And so I just need to do insulation, order insulation, and wire, heating coil wire. Anyway, please order up scribes and dovetail cutters. And check out Mr. Pete's channel, and we'll get some more things going. I hope to come up with another tool this year. I've been kind of playing with a couple ideas that you guys might be interested in. And so, as soon as I get time to make one, I will. You'll see that in the videos. So, talk to you later. Thank you again. Well, I shot the first part of this video in the morning, and then FedEx came this afternoon. American Rotary. So, the phase converters here, and we're gonna get that unpacked and see what we got to do here to get it up and running. Wow, things are a little bright, huh? Getting a little washed out, but anyway, there's the control panel, and right below it I have the rotary unit sitting here. Now this is on rubber feet, just sitting here on the floor. Below it, very quiet. I'm going to turn it on here in a minute. So we got it all wired. And of course, I already tested it. So for now, the cord's just laying on the floor. Anyway, comes around in here. Now, here's the box. You want to see? You can see here. Here's the main 3-phase coming in and manual disconnect. 3 fuses. We have switching right here. These are cams that are controlled by the 2 handles up here on the lathe. Fast speed, slow speed, and forward and reverse. And then the controls on external of the box and overloads right there. Control transformer and the other contactors for reversing and such. So we're going to turn this on instantly. Running, there's a running indicator light right there. Right here, it's a white light. Very quiet. Very quiet, very nice. And come over here, energize the control panel. Little fan has started. This is a selector switch for lathe only, and then over here coolant pump and lathe. So we'll just hit start. Phase converter came this afternoon and the baby's up and running. Let's do a little cut and chips. A little parting. Well, pushed a little too hard. We can probably snug that up a little bit. Sweet.